Dude, this thing frickin' stinks. I'm gonna have to get a knife. I think all my knives are gone. Blech. The cat even looked like she was gonna puke a little bit. Hey guys, so a couple of you have asked when my slow season is. And because we're a new farm and we have animals, we don't really have an off season. Pretty much January is my off month. So what do I try to do during January? Well, January is probably the worst time of year to be doing this, but this is my absolute favorite thing to try to do. And it's kind of farming, homesteading, prepper related. And if you guys have comments on better ideas on how to do this, feel free to post them down below. This is not a tutorial by any means because I have not perfected this at all. So here it is. This is what I do during the months of January and February. Enjoy. Alright, so I told you that I had, well, maybe I didn't tell you. I think I might have edited that out. But this is my red bin of deer hides. Now, I think it was last year or the year before. I don't remember. I can't keep track of my years. Get on. Anyway, I had like 10 or 12 deer hides in the freezer, and it was full. I mean, it was completely full of deer hides. These hides had been transferred from our old house into his dad's house, into our house. I mean, they had been bounced around a lot. And at that time, I didn't know anything about storing deer hides, so I just rolled them up and threw them in the freezer. Thought I was fine, right? So, hunting season, there's no room in the freezer, so I have to, 80 degrees, pull all the hides out, think, oh crap, how am I going to store these? So I started researching online, and I found out about wet salting, and that sounded the perfect option because I wanted to keep the hair on at least some of these hides. So I set them out in the sun because it was hot that day. I had nowhere cool to put them, and the barn was extremely dusty, dirty. Couldn't do it in the barn. So I set them out, they slowly thawed, I covered them in as much salt as I could find, but the store was out of pickling salt. No joke, they had no pickling salt anywhere in the store. So I had to go with kosher salt. It was a coarser grain salt. And it was kind of a gamble. I didn't know if it would work or not. I poured on as much as I could all the way to the edges, but then I folded them in half and I put them in the Rubbermaid bin. Because for wet salting, you salt them down as much as you can, fold them in half, or put them skin to skin basically, and then keep them in an airtight container so they don't dry out. So these guys have been in here for quite a while, and this is the only solution I could find. This is as much of an airtight container as I could get. They recommended trash cans, but I don't know any trash cans that are airtight. And this is, it's got packing saran wrap stuff on top. I did drain the water off after a week. They don't seem like they're terribly dried out. They probably do need some soaking. But see, here's the thing, is that it's growing like, oh gosh, it looks like bacteria? I don't know. I mean, it doesn't smell good at all. But, I mean, the fur isn't coming out, so I don't know. I really don't know. I really, really, really don't know. It just definitely doesn't smell good in here. Let's see what else we have. This one actually looks halfway decent. Still has what looks like mold spots, so I'm not sure what that's going to turn into. Is that going to cause the hair to fall out? Is that going to be holes in the hides? I don't know. And that's the crappy part. Here you can see the edges are getting a little dried out. So anyhow, actually they're not too bad, but I just don't know about like this one right here. I really don't. So it's tough to say. Anyhow, we have our other hide that I'm going to go through and show you how we do it. This is just, I'm just going to set that there momentarily. Keep the chickens out of it because I'm sure they'd eat everything. Now, I had thought to, move on guys. I thought I wanted to do this hide as fur on since my other hides were so questionable, but being that it's a roadkill hide and it's also kind of warm and I had no time to be able to go through and store this properly, yeah, I'm in this. I don't know if the fur is going to stay on this at all. Sorry, it looks kind of gory. You can tug on it. If you tug on it and the fur stays, it's good. There were definite areas that the fur was coming off on, like the belly right here. It was definitely, oh, that's actually staying pretty good. It's been down here. Oh yeah, you can see the belly fur like right here. I think that area generally comes out anyway when you're gutting the deer. You typically just cut that right off. You can see it's just pulling right off. Ugh, okay, I'm gonna puke. The belly fur is very thin anyhow. So even if you were to to try to grain this down, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. Now they said the only way to ruin a deer hide is to let it rot. So you definitely don't want to let it rot, and I'm not sure if this is rotting or not. Based on the fur coming off, I'd say it might be. At least that area might be. I would probably definitely want to go through and cut all that off. But maybe not. I don't know. Nope. If you go through and you tan with the hair on first, and it stays, then great. If you go through and you tan it and the hair starts falling out, well, you just got to go back through and you can make it into buckskin. But you can't make buckskin and then turn it into a fur because there's no fur. But you can take a furred, tanned hide and then reprocess it into buckskin. Yuck. Where's my... Dude, this thing frickin' stinks. I'm gonna have to get a knife. I think all my knives are gone. Blech. The cat even looked like she was gonna puke a little bit. Alright, so that guy needs to be scraped and salted desperately. Yeah. I love tanning deer hides. I would absolutely love to have deer hides that I could transition into clothing, because the best hunting clothing there is out there is actually buckskin, especially with fringe. Look it up online. There's a lot of stories about people using it, and they say that it's the best camouflage ever. Yeah, I would wear a deer fur coat into the store to buy groceries. Why would I not? I pick up roadkill, for crying out loud. Anyway, yeah, that smell is just gonna haunt me forever, I think. I need to go get my scraping knife and a post and show you how to do this.